Okay, fair enough.
All right, Ziggy, next one.
Oh yeah. In 2.0, the rarity of many uniques was rebalanced. You guys released a bit of a list recently for this, but didn't really explain kind of what the goals behind the changes were. I was curious if you could sort of, I guess, expand on that post you put out. So why some things were changed, like some of the standout uniques that had their rarity changed, or like kind of odd seeming things like leveling uniques like Bright Beak and Gold Rim becoming really rare, and then some things that people consider mandatory in the current meta, like Lightning Coil becoming rare as well, has obviously been talked about a lot. So, curious if you can share some of your goals behind that.
So we've got over 400 uniques now, and uniques are generally introduced at one rarity and just kept there, and that gets kind of out of whack with our intention for the items over time. I mean, when we had 100 uniques in the game, those rarities don't necessarily work well in a relative sense with 400. And while the overall drop rate of uniques has been increased over time, and we bumped up the overall drop rate of uniques a whole bunch in the Awakening, especially because of the jewels, we did need to move things around where they were in the different tiers. And an example is Goldrim. The design team basically just felt there are far too many Goldrims floating around. Any player worth their salt has several, right? Mid players have, one typically, and low players aren't finding it difficult to get one. So it was made a bit rarer. And it's not, I mean, I forget the exact number, so I may be misspeaking, but it's not that much rarer. It was just bumped in rarity. And it's worth noting that made rarer doesn't necessarily mean it was a particularly large increase. It's just that, yes, it now has changed which category it's in. And so it's, as part of the Awakening, the goal was this is the time where we can break stuff because there's a whole new game here, right? We're breaking so much stuff that players have to reevaluate things. And that meant that when we have a system like unique rarities,